is happening, fellow fantasy GMs? I am JJ Wang. He is the bearded one, DJ Dove. And with our powers combined, we are the Fantasy Couriers.
Well, JJ Wang, we are midway through July. Training camps are approaching. It's almost game time, man. Here we go.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Be here soon. Then, fortunately, it'll be over pretty soon too. So, gotta enjoy
Don't
life
say that,
here.
don't say that. I mean, that is if we survive. I mean, I don't know where everybody who's listening is, but we're up here, and is it murky outside, and you're not able to go outside? Like, we have like this poison weather index that if you go outside, it was like at 300 or something. Like, if you breathe it, it's going to kill you or something up here because of the Canadian.
Well, yeah, evidently they got that here too, but I don't believe any of that. So I'm just going to live my life like I normally do. So, but yes, there are rumblings of that. It is a little cloudy out there. I mean, I could definitely notice something was off, but you know, I'll be fine.
You're still picking?
It's not. I'm not. This is not going to affect me in any way. If I got to go somewhere, I'm going to go somewhere. I'll still go for a walk. So, well, whatever. Sure.
It was a perfect day. We went to the movies. We saw the Odyssey, and then I'm gonna go play after we start out. We're starting one of our last. Oh, not even our last. We're still in rookie draft season. I got them scattered all throughout. So as soon as we're done recording this, we're gonna start auction rookie drafts. It's gonna be fun night tonight. But I wanted to start last week. I told you all I was going to the Scott Fish Bowl draft in Washington D.C. I wanted to share with you my team and see what you thought of it, JJ Wang. I sent you some while I was going through it, but it was a fun little adventure. Have to get other people. Apparently, the secret to it is if you can do it locally or go to a live event, you have more chance of getting into the Scott Fish Bowl. So I learned from these guys, because really the chance of you winning is 1 in like 1 in 5,000 or something ridiculous through the Scott Fish Bowl. But I met a bunch of guys there in DC. I got a cool parking place from a place called Parkwiz. I go into this lot where Parkwiz is supposed to zap a QR code. There is no such thing where I am. This lot is like a scary lot in the middle of DC, and it's not where it said it was, which was not near my bar where I was supposed to go for this draft. So I'm sitting there. I was running early, frantically trying to figure out DC. And us country boys in DC isn't pretty. But by the sure will of God, I didn't freak out. I was a little petrified for a moment. I went downtown and found out that street parking is free on Sundays in DC. Found a little place to park half a mile from the, not even that, 6 minutes from the bar, pulled in, free parking. I'm still fighting with the company to get my money back for the reserved parking space. But anyway, the team I drafted, the Scott Fish Bowl tries to do things a little wonky, kind of like we do with the Fantasy Couriers charity one that we do, Outrageous League. And what they do is it's pretty much standard scoring with the exception that you get a half point per first down. Okay, nothing. It just gives some of those PPR guys those slot receivers maybe a little more in tight ends. Tight ends get a whole extra point per reception and a whole extra point per first down. And then there's bonuses for like 100-yard games, 300-yard games, 40-yard receptions, like long receptions. So there's like fluky, longer, bigger games. So in that format, based upon if you look at the rankings, tight ends apparently are worth $1 bajillion. You start 9 players of your choice. Doesn't have to be quarterback, tight end. You can start up to 2 quarterbacks. So here's how it went. Tell me what you think. I told you my first pick in the draft made you really excited. Everybody made fun of me, but I thought about you. Drake May, I had the 8th pick. Drake May fell to 8th. I was like, holy moly. I missed Josh Allen by 1 pick.
I mean, I think Drake May's, he's my favorite player. And I think if anybody could usurp is the right word, right?
Yeah, gotta like it. Good job.
All right, that's what's up. I think Drake May could fight for the number 1 spot, and then who's gonna be laughing at who then?
Let's go to the second round. Lamar Jackson fell to me.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert and Burrow went for
Lamar Jackson. But yeah, I mean, a healthy Lamar. I mean, he might not be like peak Lamar, but I mean, he'll still be top 5 Lamar.
He fell. It was Allen, May, Burrow, Herbert. Then Jackson was the fourth receiver taking. Like he was taking it for Taylor, McCaffrey, Lamb, like all the because usually in a lot of these like industry per se drafts, quarterbacks go later. I thought they'd go sooner, being that it was like I don't know more not people that I don't. I was shocked. So then it comes
Well,
back around to the.
I don't care. I'm taking my QB first.
I was excited.
There's only so many of them, and if you don't, with other positions, I can wait. I can wait till after somebody starts picking it, or maybe there's a run goes, I can hop in towards the end. That's fine. But if a run starts going on quarterback, and you're at the tail end of it, I mean, I'd rather be ahead of the curve on quarterbacks. So,
Well, what if I tell you Caleb Williams fell to the fifth?
I would have picked him. I would have picked him
I
after
almost
Josh.
picked him there. He
I
was
would
my
have picked
pick
him
if
after
Lamar got
Josh
snagged.
Allen. He would have been my third quarterback selected.
He was my pick if Lamar wasn't snagged. So then he goes to the third round. I was like, you got to go big or go home in these kind of things if you want to advance. So I went Rashee Rice. You know my thoughts on Rashee Rice. I think Rashee Rice, if he plays per scoring, if he doesn't go to jail, that's a big if. He's a top 5 receiver on the field if you look per points per game played. So if he's playing, we're great.
Yeah, you're on your own there. I'm not jumping on that. I'm not jumping on that ship. So I'm
No
not
grenade there for you.
a nice fan. But he's proven that he is a good wide receiver, but very volatile.
Fourth round, Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams in the fourth round.
It's a good pick. He's a solid running back. Just got to hope that Blake Corum doesn't start getting more run. That's your only issue.
That's why he's in the fourth round. So I was like, okay, cool. Because I don't need to start a single running back, a single receiver. Now I went on a tight end run. I was like, tight ends are getting, every time if a tight end catches a first down, that's 3 points immediately, plus the yardage. That's 4 points for a first down. So I got Harold Fannin, Sam Laporta, and Kittle.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Kittle's acting like he's going to be playing from the get-go, and we all know what kind of weapon he is on that offense. So, yeah, 3 solid picks. Fannin could be a little boomer bust. Laporta, who are we getting? What are we getting with Laporta? We just don't know. But he's proven that he can do it. But
I looked at it, Laporta, to get for Laporta, let's see, the same round as Laporta was like Mike Evans, ETN, Bucky Irving, Devontae Adams, and DJ Moore. DJ Moore has to do twice as much work as Laporta to get the same amount of points.
Sure.
So that was sort of my training, my thought there with like going this route. I was like, I'm going bonkers.
In that format, yeah, sure. I understand.
In a regular league, no, golly, no. I'm waiting.
Oh, sure. I understand why you do that to make tight ends a little more important. But yeah, I'm just saying in general, Fannin's going to be highly combustible. He can have peaks and just as many valleys. So
I'm on the train of I could if he did that with that terrible quarterback play last year, with terrible quarterback play this year, I don't know. Would it be interesting to see? Then David Montgomery, I got him in the 1 to the 8th round. So starting 3 down running back in the 8th round. And then Michael Wilson and Jason Ferguson. Those were my last 4. I'll talk about Wilson in a little bit here. And then we went to the online draft portion. I got Shakir, Monangai, Malik Washington, Spears. It's getting scary. Shador Sanders is my backup quarterback. Dylan Sampson, Keon Coleman, and I even tossed a dart at Evan Ingram in the 18th round, figuring he's waiver wire fodder. If not, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. It's a pretty good team. I think like I said, it's going to just be injury related. If you could have like Harold Fannin or your, 2 of those tight ends just like blow up, I think he might be okay.
Yeah, I think it was a fun event though. It's definitely was a learning experience figuring out where I was getting my bearings because I'm already stressed out because I got there like 3 minutes before I'm texting in the email thread like I don't know where I am. How do I get here? One person's like I don't know how to help you. I'm like thank you. As they're at the bar, I was like, but we got there, so it was good. Talked to some good people, had a good time there, and got going. So I'm excited to see where it lands, see what happens. And Susan, who from Gridiron Goddess, who's on with us and does the turf war with me, her and I are gonna for turf war do a comparison of our 2 teams. She's doing a super slow draft, like she's behind me as far as what she's doing. So, but yeah, so that was our little fun thing for the day. that I got to do. And now let's get into some fantasy couriers business. Last week we went over guys that were like, we don't really want to have them on our team. This week we're going to delve into the bag. We're going to talk about guys a little deeper. And that tends to be what the couriers like to talk about. We don't like to spend all day talking about Christian McCaffrey when he was in his prime, Bijan, Jameer Gibbs. Yeah, they're great players. Jamar Chase, Puka, great. JSN. See, we did time with them, and we'll revisit them a little bit when we do our rankings next month. But we want to talk about guys that can help you get to that next level. Unless you're drafting the first 8 guys in the draft, you're going to have to build in the mid to late rounds of the draft. So those are called sleepers. So I looked up a nice name for it. This is called Unearthing League Winning Fantasy Sleepers. So we're going to throw some guys that are outside the top 15 of quarterbacks and tight ends, top 24 of running backs, or outside the top 36 of receivers that we think you should draft. You should add to your team because they will benefit you down the road for the year. So you ready? You ready to jump into this, JJ Wing?
Sure.
And then after that, we get to go back and we get to go do some drafting over the weekend. Woo woo. So we'll start with a quarterback. Who's a quarterback that you are outside of that top 15ish that you're thinking, that's a guy you should reach. You should add to your team.
Yeah, well, this guy's definitely not going to win you any leagues, I don't believe. But I think he is going to get opportunity. And, I mean, he could turn out to be the guy from the Texans. What was that? I was such a huge fan of.
Davis Mills.
Well, Davis Mills. Or, I mean, maybe he could be Tyler Shuck, and that's Carson Beck playing for Arizona.
Wow, you went deep.
Yeah, well, I mean, quarterback's really hard. I mean, they're starting quarterbacks. I mean, they're all going to be on somebody's team playing every week. So, I mean, this is a guy that, I mean, if injuries happen, I mean, he might even overtake Jacoby Brissett in the first week. He might be the week 1 starting quarterback. And if he's a week 1 starting quarterback, well, you know what? He's a starting quarterback. So, I mean, I think he should definitely be added to your team. So, will he be good? I mean, I think he'll be good enough. I think he'll have a solid roster around him, have a really, really good tight end. He's got good potential at wide receivers. And I think we'll have a pretty good run game. That is the Cardinals, and they're always bad. But at least he's not coming into like a straight dumpster fire of nobody on offense to have, any connection with. So, I mean, I think he's going to be starting by the end of or middle of the season. So, the starting quarterback.
Okay. I heard a comment about him this weekend. I was trying to pull up who it was, and I can't remember who said it. So, if somebody knows it, feel free to message us. Carson Beck, 6'3", 233 pounds. Some dude said it was a guy at minicamp going, man, I didn't realize how big Carson Beck was. It might have been McBride or someone like that was mentioned at talking about Beck. And I like Carson Beck coming. I think he's a sneaky dynasty guy. Do I think he overtakes Jacoby Brissett week 1? No. Do I think he plays this year? Yes. And that's where the dice roll on him is. If you're in Superflex, stash him. If you're in single quarterback, just watch your waiver wire. But if they are bad right now, they are pretty much predicted to get the first pick in the draft. Like preseason, they're the only team worse than Miami. So according to, which to me is weird. I think Miami's worse than Arizona, but that's beside the point. But if they're that bad, they're not going to say, hey, Jacoby Brissett, old guy, we're going to let you play all 17 games, and then we're going to draft a quarterback. They're going to say, hey, Beck, it's November. We suck. You're playing the rest of the year. This is your audition. If you stink, guess what? Arch Manning's our quarterback. If you play good, oh, cool. We're going to trade or get a lineman. Or Jeremiah Smith's going to be playing with Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, and Jeremiah Love. I mean, they already made a pick that was kind of interesting this year in taking Love that high in the draft. But I think he plays it. I mean, he's curious. Like, I don't even know what my thoughts are on Carson Beck. They ebb and flow every day.
Sure, yeah. I mean, nobody knows that he's a rookie quarterback on a bad team. So, but I think he's going to be starting way before November. I mean, first month of the season, I mean, he could be a starter. It's Jacoby Brissett, man. Who really cares? And are they going to really pay Jacoby Brissett money? I mean,
he got a pay raise, I believe.
So, I mean, it's Jacoby Brissett. So,
let's see what he got here. I think Gardner was making more than him, which was what made him matter as much. 2-year, 12.5 contracts. What he got right now, but But yeah, it's funny. I'm looking right now. Carson Beck is the 38th ranked quarterback. Ahead of him, if you want to puke a little, like this does make me throw up. JJ McCarthy is 36. Like,
Yeah.
what are the fantasy football rankers thinking? I know I didn't put him there. I'm not a fool. Above him are other guys that could start. I mean, Mac Jones, I think should be right behind him because Mac Jones is only if Purdy does it. If Purdy gets hurt, I think Carson Beck plays at some point this season because they're Terry Blay. But wow, you went nice and deep for us. I
Well,
like it.
I mean, clearly Carson Beck isn't going to be in your on your roster in a redraft league. Sure, totally get that, but
Well, if you're super flex, you throw every quarterback you
I'm
can on
just
there because
saying
they're not going to
in
away from him.
general, I think he's going to get opportunity.
I think he's in a super flex. If you
Yeah,
have big rosters, I'd go for it. I'm gonna go with someone you totally hate, and most people totally hate. I have on a lot of teams, so I got some hope for him, and I hope he does. That's Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, surprisingly, I was surprised how high he's ranked. And I think it's because he runs. And that's why I was looking for a guy in this range. Because I always jokingly say, pretty much between like quarterback 10 and quarterback 22, 23, they're going to do the same thing. It just depends upon the week. They're all going to be separated by a touchdown, a couple of points per week, if that. So, but Kyler Murray, he runs. That's what I was looking for in a sleeper. A sleeper would be somebody who runs, someone who has the opportunity. He's got Justin Jefferson to toss to. He's got uh, Aaron Jones, who's sneaky, not terrible. He's always solid, but he's getting older. He's got Hawk there, who maybe will show him to himself. Addison, so he's got a couple of guys around there that he could hit up to throw to. And didn't they just sign Juwan Jennings too out of San Francisco? So he's got not a terrible receiving core. And it's all on him now. He's in a team that's better organized than the Cardinals, and everything's falling into place for Kyler Murray to have a good year. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Nope. Is he a guy you could probably get way late in your draft? Yep. Is he a guy that I would draft over like Sam Darnold, CJ Stroud? Yep. Did I consider putting Malik Willis because he runs? Yep. But I didn't want to be a homer. So I put Kyler Murray, who, to be honest, I think him and Malik Willis to me are going to have similar years. He's going to be above him. Malik's going to have more rushing. Kyler, I think, will have more passing. So Kyler Murray, quarterback.
yeah, I don't mind it at all. I mean, I can understand that this could work out. Kim McConnell's a good quarterback coach. Kyler Murray's been an okay quarterback, showing flashes.
He's
But
hurt.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say he's
And he's
always
this
hurt.
tall.
That's your ideal, yeah, that's your ideal quarterback, but he's been effective. So for fantasy, I mean, he's been he's finished. He's a top 12 quarterback several times when he plays. So this might not be pretty when you watch. Just don't watch it. Just
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
the
oh yeah.
final scores. Just look at the final numbers.
Isn't that the stand? Isn't that the Kyler Murray like lifeline? You're like, wait, I've got 3 points going into the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, I have a gajillion. I mean, he has a quarterback 2, his first year quarterback 7, second year quarterback 2, third year quarterback 10, and in 24 he was actually quarterback 10. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
So possibilities are there. But yeah, jumping into running backs, this is the guy I wrote about. So we check out the article this week. He's a guy that I was interested in more until he signed, and then the more that comes out of camp, the more it looks like Kenny Gainwell in Tampa is gonna get some run. He got paid decent money, $7 million a year. You're not gonna give that to a backup running backs are starting to get more money again, but $7 million a year, and all signs coming out from camp are that he's looking great, and that him and Irving are going to be a solid 50-50 split. And in fantasy, most leagues are half point or full point PPR. That puts him above Irving in my book. Irving's ranked, oh my gosh, a bunch higher. Irving right now, currently in half point, is 20, whereas Kenny Gainwell is 36. Now I'll take Kenny Gainwell currently at that rate in any league where I get reception totals, especially if they're splitting 50-50, for a team that I think is going to give him some play. And you're looking at running back 36. So my goodness, that's going to be like the 6th or 7th round. If you're going with a 0 RB, bam, plug in Kenny Gainwell and get the PPR points.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but there is a. I mean, there is a chance. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's not. There's definitely a possibility. Bucky Irving, after his rookie season, hasn't been fantastic. So I mean, he's going to be on the field. He may not get as many catches as he did last year because it's a different style quarterback. Baker Mayfield ain't necessarily a drop it off kind of guy, but Baker Mayfield likes to scramble a little bit as well. So I mean that could limit out what Kenny Gainwell can do. But he will be on the he'll be a running back that's on the field for quite a lot. So I mean in fantasy, heck man, even if I don't like him, I mean you're telling me there's a chance.
Telling you there's a
I
chance.
mean,
Who's your running back?
my running back is going to be. I mean, this guy's been injured ever since he's come into the league. That's Jonathan Brooks of Carolina Panthers. Coming off of his second ACL injury. Says he's feeling much better. He's got Chuba Hubbard on the team in front of him that he's fighting for. Um, it's not very hard to knock Chuba Hubbard off the top of the chart, off the top of the spot. Dowdle did it last year. If Jonathan Brooks, healthy ACL, I mean, if he's looks like he's got some burst, he's going to get an opportunity. And what if that knee is healthy? You could have a starting running back that could he could be like a league winner because he starts to really show up, after week 8, and you just happen to have him on your team. And for the rest of the season, he's like an RB1. It could be low an RB1 because he just has that burst, and he's their guy. So, I mean, I think there's possibility here as well.
Jonathan Brooks currently going running back 41. So he's going right after Jordan Mason, Bill Crosby. He's going like 3 picks after Aaron Jones. And after him is like the Broken Charbonnet, Woody Marks, kind of guys. And Chuba is going at 30. And I almost threw Chuba in there just because Jonathan Brooks is like, I think in many leagues, as we get closer to the season, I wouldn't be surprised to see Brooks get drafted higher than Chuba.
Yeah.
In many leagues. And so it makes you wonder, is he going to be one of those, like, I'm interested in him. Saturday for Scott Fish, I was like, wait, I looked up Brooks, I couldn't find him. And then it turns out I missed him, and he went super late. Like I was shocked. I was so mad that I missed him in my search of the queue because the queue on Sleeper was all jacked up. But yeah, Jonathan Brooks is a nice sneaky one. We're all curious because he had the decent draft capital. Came in, we're like, hey, this is going to be great. We're like, we didn't understand it because it was right as they signed. No, it was right. Did Chuba just sign that contract? No, it was Chuba guy's contract afterwards. But Chuba was in there. Like, okay, there'll be 2 of them. It's Brooks' time to take over, and then he got hurt. And now he's come back. He's supposedly healthy, and now there's like guys that have him in dynasty leagues. You can't get him from him because they've held him for so long, and he's a sleeper guy. But so what do you think his ceiling is for Jonathan Brooks? You can get him. He's running back 40. So my goodness, we're looking 8th, 9th round realistically, right? So what do you think? Where would you see? Is he an RB2 or is he a cautious RB3 or flex?
I mean, I think. Are you talking about by the end of the season, or what are we like? What are we talking here? Like
where will he end? So do you think he's going to be eased in a lot and then like pop in like October? Is that what your thoughts are?
I mean, maybe. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But I mean, like, if he says he's healthy and he's looking good, I think he might get more opportunity in the beginning of the season. I think if he's their guy, let's say when he starts beating everybody, he like say he takes over as the RB1 kind of guy. I mean, I think he could be at like a top 20 running back. I think if it on the high side, he could be fighting for like that number like 12, 13 spot. I think he'll be getting the touchdowns too. So I think I mean it's a long shot. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's a long shot, but I mean a lot of people feel this way. But I mean I got him on a team. So like I mean I'm a little homer here, so I'm still holding out hope. So maybe if I put enough positive vibes out there, maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him, and I can't get him anywhere. So I'm hoping that my Chuba values go up, and Brooks is just sort of everybody's person they hope for. But who knows? It'll be interesting to see. So who you throwing out there in the receiving court for us?
All right, so this is my last guy, and we'll just go with your 2 extra guys that you have on the end. It's weird to say this guy's kind of a sleeper, but according to what I'm looking at, he's like wide receiver like 47, and that's Mike Evans. So I know Mike Evans is really old, but everybody on the San Francisco 49ers is really old. I just have a soft spot for the 49ers. I like everybody that goes there. And I think Mike Evans with Kyle Shanahan, I think they can make it work. Now, am I saying he's going to be, wide receiver one type? No, but I think you can put him in his roster. You can put him in your lineup and not take him out. I think he'll be that. I think he can be that good. I think he can be shooting for another 1,000-yard season.
Oh, I think he falls. I was sort of looking to see where he fell here in fantasy. He falls all over the place, but he's being ignored. And I imagine, to me, Mike Evans is this year's Devontae Adams.
Sure, yeah, maybe
Doing
yeah.
something similar. Do I think he gets 1,000 yards? I'm not sure. To me, his 1,000 yards will depend upon Kittle.
He could end up with like 14, 15 touchdowns.
Oh, totally. That's yeah. That's yeah.
True.
I could see Evans' line. Like for me, the floor is almost like 700 yards and 10 touchdowns.
You know what?
It's
I take that back. Mike Evans could be a wide receiver one. This guy could be legit. You've already talked me into it. See how easy that is.
Just remember to do that in a few weeks with our live auction draft. Just take him like at least $50.
Yeah, we start talking about the 49ers, and I'm just, I'll buy it.
49ers or Patriots? What are we gonna do here?
That is true. That. I don't even know who I could root for more. I hope that's the Super Bowl. That'd be the greatest Super Bowl ever.
I think you already gave your answer for Bold Prediction Show, your Super Bowl.
That is it. A lot of pick the 49ers every year, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I pick the Rams every year. Anyway, but yeah, I like him there. I think the best thing that would happen to him that I'm not sure is going to would be if Kittle comes in slowly. Tongas looked good. Tongas will be there. If you got Kittle anywhere, guys, get Tongas on your team just in case. If Kittle's healthy and you have space for Tongas, keep him because you know Kittle's going to miss a game or two because he just likes to beat up people. If Kittle doesn't play, Tongas kills it. So, and if you drop him later on, but yeah, Evans is there. I mean, who's his competition? Ricky Purcell?
There is no competition. That's what I'm saying.
So
it's Mike
Christian
Evans.
McCaffrey's really his competition. Christian McCaffrey's, I think, he's a guy that is on a do not draft list for most people. A lot of people are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. He did, because statistically, what he did last year, you can't repeat those numbers this year as far as touches, and he should regress. Well, obviously, he'll regress, but he's Christian McCaffrey. He's like a Speedy Gonzalez version of Derrick Henry, I guess. They're both fast as all get up, but he's like all over the field kind of deal. And that's his competition. If Kittle plays, I mean, I love it. I love that signing for Evans. I just felt like it was unfair. The 49ers got Mike Evans for a sack of potatoes. And I hope this isn't the year he loses a step because those big guys, they just drop off a cliff. Generally, they are great, and then so last year was a little hard. Well, last year was injury year, right, for Mike Evans?
Yeah.
That was a little hard. So I'm hoping he can go out on a good, big last year or two with them and just Devontae Adams for us this year. So I'm going to go with you on that. I like him there. My guy I mentioned earlier, and he goes with your Carson Beck. He's going to be Carson Beck's wide receiver one, and that's Michael Wilson. Love the kid coming into the league out of Stanford, and he just sort of he was sort of there for the Cardinals, and then they got this really good kid called Marvin Harrison Jr. who if it wasn't for N'Keal Harry, he would be one of the biggest wide receiver flops for us in Dynasty, going like super high, so crazy well talented, and then he's been there. Is he even worth he's maybe a flex, right? Marvin Harrison?
I don't know. That's questionable.
It's that close that he's a flex, and he was supposed to be the greatest Ohio State receiver, and he's been the only one that sucks. And he's currently wide receiver 31. Marvin Harrison, wide receiver 31. Michael Wilson, rather, is wide receiver 40. All he did last year was murder it to the tune of 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns but he really came on week 10s when he started. Week 10, he had 7 targets. But then week 11s when he went berserk. 18 targets, 15 receptions. Then it was 10 receptions. Then he had a low game for 3, 11, 5, 2, 5, 5, 5. And he ended the year with touchdowns every week. And he's coming in there. A guy joked last week. He goes, if Marvin Harrison had Michael Wilson's numbers, we'd be happy. Michael Wilson's coming into LaFleur is starting to put more of the Ram system in this year. And the words he said is he's going to give Michael Wilson Puka's role. And you know me with Puka. You say I'm going to give someone Puka's role. Sweet. Are they going to throw as much? No. Do I think if he takes that last part of the year and spreads it out over the year, like there's 11 to week 16, 17, and puts it over the rest of the year, dude could get 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Sure.
And if you're getting him at wide receiver 40,
Sure.
love
Yeah,
it.
I mean, as long as you buy into the philosophy that half a season guarantees you're going to be a great football player, yeah, then absolutely. Michael Wilson's the man. I've bought into that theory several times, and I have bombed a lot because there are a lot of players in the history of the NFL have been good for a half a season, and then they're really not that good. But like you said, but you can also see a world where it does work out. Hopefully Marvin Harrison ends up being the guy and not Michael Wilson. But what he did the second half of the season last year was awesome. It was great. I think he probably is a sleeper because I think people don't probably buy into him that he's going to be that kind of producer on a regular basis. Because Jacoby Brissett's not going to be going out there throwing for 400 or 500 yards. I don't think that's going to how that's going to work. I mean, they were just
2 running backs now.
they were just on a heater for a while, and like that you can't continue that. It always comes back down, you know, always comes back down to earth. So, I mean, maybe.
It amazes me. Like people are like, what you said is true, and I've had that hit me. But Luther Burden's the biggest sleeper for most guys. He's to the point that I don't consider him a sleeper anymore.
I don't think Luther Burden's a sleeper anymore.
But Luther Burden had 2 good games. We'll say 3 last year. And he's like supposed to be like the greatest thing in the world. And I made a reel. You should go check it out. A reel of your like little crushing of Luther Burden at Missouri last week. It's the greatest reel. I loved it. It came out really well. But he's that guy. He's coming out on that side. And I was like, but Luther Burden had less hit games on a better team than I don't know. Then
I mean, sure. Luther Burden was a rookie. I mean, he was like the fourth option. They were throwing Michael Wilson every time, and Luther Burden just wasn't really incorporated in the offense that much. They get rid of DJ Moore. Now he's fighting for the number 1 spot. I think he's going to be a really, really good number 2, fighting for the number 1 spot. And I think you know how I feel about Caleb Williams. You know how I feel about that offense. I think if this could be a triangle match in the Super Bowl, the Bears, New England, and the 49ers, oh, man. But now we're talking.
Goodness. Let's close out with 2 more here. We'll do a little. I got 2 more guys to throw in there. And at tight end, I threw in Chig Okonkwo mainly because I think he's got to hit at some point. And if this isn't it, nothing's going to happen.
No, he doesn't have to hit at some point.
Oh, he does. He's got to hit.
That works.
He's got to hit. Chig's a monster. I love the athletic profile of this guy. Super athlete, and he's falling into a situation where we thought Benson would do something last year. Zach Ertz is gone, so now Chig has Jaden Daniels, who made Grandpa Ertz a stellar player 2 years ago.
It's true.
Let's take a young guy with some athletic prowess. Mm-hmm. So we will find out, I think, if Chig sucks or if the Titans suck. What's your gamble? Who sucks more, Chig or the Titans?
There is no more chances after this season. I mean,
no, not at all.
You're going to have all the opportunity in the world. There's not really a whole lot of options. You got McLaurin, and you could be the number 2 guy if you as good as Adam Dove seems to think you are. So, yeah, maybe, but at some point you got to prove it, dude.
Yeah, last year on that crappy Titans team, he averaged 10 yards of reception, 56 catches. So add that into a team that has Terry McLaurin and Rachaad White. those are his target competition. I think this is going to be the year for him. And then the last guy I have here is my boy David Montgomery. One of my favorite names he got so David Montgomery. I wanted to throw him in here. Is listed as running back. As this PPR. As straight PPR, he's running back 24. His half PPR, I think he was 26. 24 on both. So he's right at that cusp before I put the cutoff line. So he's at running back 24. Like This dude is going to get 3 down work on a team with an improved line. Are they going to play Woody Marks over David Montgomery? He grades very high on pass blocking, meaning he's there for passes. He's great for scoring touchdowns. Why is David Montgomery behind Bucky Irving? Why is he behind, Travion, who we like, but he's in a split committee? Why is he's right there with DeAndre Swift. He's right there, he's ahead of Brees Hall. We love Brees Hall, but Brees Hall, he's just the name we love. He's got to catch a lot of balls. But David Montgomery, to me, should be almost 10 picks higher.
Yeah, I like David Montgomery. David Montgomery's a good running back. He's been good for a really, really long time. When he gets the opportunity, he produces. But like I say, I mean, he is getting older. So, I mean, I think there's that fear there. How reliable is he going to a new team? But in that offense, do you want CJ Stroud throwing for a lot? No. David Montgomery can catch the ball. He can pass block. He can run the ball, score touchdowns. Yeah, I'm on board.
Do you think here's one. Now I'm going bold right now because this is the last one. What are the chances David Montgomery could be a RB1?
I think it's possible. I mean, if he's
got to play better than Kenneth Walker. He's the 12th RB right now.
Yeah, I mean, if he's playing if he's the guy for the whole season, without a doubt, I think there's a really good chance.
Yeah, I love him this year. He might have snuck back in. He might be sneaking onto my top guys list.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's some sleepers for you. We have quarterbacks Carson Beck and Kyler Murray, running backs Jonathan Brooks, Kenny Gainwell, David Montgomery, receivers Mike Evans, Michael Wilson, Chig Okonkwo. If you're bored this week, looking for something to do, play some Fast Draft. Go to the Fast Draft app, use the code Couriers, they'll match up to $50. You can do a good best ball draft as you're getting ready for your home leagues, whatever draft you're doing. It's just a fun way to do. And I can tell you, I've won a lot on there. So go in there and see what you can do. JJ Wang, give us some wisdom as we go into the latter part of the month.
So we got it. So me and you have an auction draft tonight, and I've done this in the past, and it's never really worked out. Just don't skimp on your money. If you want a player, don't be like still $1. You know, I just can't
say it.
$1. You know, $2. I just don't know if I go below $2. Just spend the money, man. I think I will spend all my money on one player tonight if I need to.
Can we tell guys though? Also, play auction. If you have never done it, do a live in-person auction. Find a slow draft auction, any sort of an auction draft. It'll change your thought on fantasy football. We have 2 coming up. And this one's Dynasty. We got one at my house in a few weeks coming up. And those are the best drafts ever. So do auction if you haven't yet. I would say it before you did your part.
Yeah, as always, trust yourself and trust the process.